Namaste, my dear friends, sisters, and brothers. So, today we will study lecture number 8 Forms of Meditation. So, welcome to this fascinating journey through the history of meditation. Today, we are not just learning techniques, we are traveling through thousands of years, meeting sages, saints, scholars, and enlightened beings. Great. So, let's start with point number 1. So, see, guys, our story begins around 5000 years back, deep in the Indus Valley civilization. So imagine this ancient world. No traffic, no noisy phones, no late night emails from the boss. But still, humans felt stressed, stressed enough to sit down in deep meditation. So archaeologists excavated a tiny seal at Mohenjo-daro, showing a person in a perfect yogic posture, back straight, legs crossed, hands gently resting. The picture practically whispers inner peace existed even before written history. So this discovery proves something beautiful. Meditation was not invented yesterday. It was lived, practiced, and revered long before modern civilization even took shape. Now, point number second. See, the Vedas and the Upanishads, ancient Hindu scriptures, contain descriptions of meditation. So after this, we arrive at the time of the Vedas and the Upanishads, some of the humanity's oldest spiritual textbooks. These scriptures did not just talk about rituals or gods, but they describe techniques for understanding the mind, methods for quietening the turbulence of thoughts, and ways to uncover the deepest layers of the self. Here, meditation is not just sit quietly and relax. It is a pathway to knowledge. It is a tool for discovering the truth. It is a science of consciousness. You could say with the Vedas were the earliest user manual for the human mind. Now, third point. In Vedas, primary form of meditation involves repetition of sacred sounds or phrases, mantras, to focus the mind and connect with the divine. See guys, in the Vedic tradition, one central form of meditation was through mantras. Mantras are nothing but powerful sacred sounds. Think of them as an ancient sound therapy. The sages realized that sound shapes the mind, sound carries energy, and sound can purify and uplift the consciousness. So they chanted Om. They chanted different hymns, verses, and mantra syllables, not only to worship the divine, but also to transform the inner world. So in modern times, Vedic meditation is like tuning your mind's frequency. Now point number 4. Upanishad, also known as Vedant and of the Vedas, focuses on realizing the true nature of self by transcending identification with the body and the mind. Okay, great. So now we arrive at the Upanishad, the philosophical heart of ancient India. If the Vedas are a forest, the Upanishads are the flowers. They introduced a three-structured, elegant three-step method for discovering the self. Shravan, Manana, Nididhyasana, listening, contemplation, and third is meditation. So let's look into it one by one. Shravan, listening. Basically, it is nothing but absorbing teachings directly from the guru, from the teacher, with full attention, like receiving pure knowledge without filter. Second, manan, contemplation, reflecting deeply, removing doubts, and thinking again and again until clarity arises. Reflecting to what? Reflecting to the listenings, to the teachings of the gurus. So, Manan means contemplation on the teachings, thinking again and again until clarity arises. Basically, it is the ancient version of don't believe until you truly understand. Okay, now third is Nidhi Dhyasana, meditation. In this step, going beyond thinking, dwelling in silence, and experiencing the truth directly. This step is meditation at its highest form, not concentration, not imagination, but pure realization. And the Upanishads declared, know thyself and you will know the universe. Now, let's walk forward in time, century by century, watching meditation evolve, expand, and become more accessible to humanity. So, fifth is Maharshi Patanjali. He is the architect of yoga. So, guys, around 2000, 2500 years back, a great sage named Patanjali, Maharshi Patanjali, decided the world needed structure. People were meditating in different ways using different philosophies. So he said, let's organize this. So he created the Yoga Sutras and outlined the famous Ashtanga Yoga. So Ashtanga Yoga is nothing but a eight-limbed path, eight-limbed path of consciousness from lower consciousness to highest consciousness. So let me explain you briefly one by one. First is Yama, ethical discipline. Second is Niyama, personal discipline. Third is Asana, postures. Fourth is Pranayama, breathing practices. Fifth, Pratyahara, withdrawal of senses. Sixth, Dharana, concentration. Seventh, Dhyana, meditation. And eighth, Samadhi, union with the divine. So, if meditation were a university degree, then surely Patanjali created the entire curriculum. We will discuss about Ashtanga Yoga in later chapters in details. Now, sixth point, Bhakti period. Okay, so guys, around the medieval period, meditation took a sweet turn. The path of bhakti or devotion. Saints like the Alvars and Nainars focused on praising the glories of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. They taught people that meditation does not always require silence and stillness. It can also happen through singing, dancing, chanting, surrender, and love towards God. So people meditated on Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu and various divine forms with deep emotion. So here meditation became a celebration, a joyful union with the divine. Next, so in the 8th century, Adi Shankaracharya, a genius, spiritual genius, came. At just 32 years of age, he reformed the entire philosophical landscape of India. He taught the doctrine of Advaita Vedanta, Advaita, non-duality. According to him, the individual self and the ultimate reality are the one and the same. Individual self and the ultimate reality, Brahman, are the one and the same. He explained Maya, the cosmic illusion, which makes the world appear divided. Through everything is one reality. So his teachings took meditation to a whole new depth, beyond forms, beyond concepts, beyond duality. Beyond duality. Next, Ramana Maharshi, modern era. So finally we reach the modern era and meet Sri Ramana Maharshi, one of the greatest mystics of the 20th century. While others spoke at length, Raman Maharshi offered a single question: who am I? Yes, very deep, very profound question, and I would say very essential question. This question itself becomes meditation, peeling away layers of identity until one discovers the pure self beyond the mind. He taught that self realization is not something to be achieved, it is something to be recognized. Okay, Buddhist tradition. So, guys, earlier we studied the Hindu tradition, the whole prominent traditions from ancient to modern time. Now, let's shift from the Vedic landscape to the quiet forest where Siddhartha Gautama, an ascetic, the Buddha meditated under the Bodhi tree. Here, meditation becomes a tool to understand suffering and, more importantly, how to end it. Great. So, Buddhism developed in 6th century before Christ, BC. Core principle and techniques. There are five core principles and techniques of Buddhist meditation. So, let me explain you one by one. Mindfulness, sati. See, this practice teaches us to pay attention to the present moment, the breath, sensations, thoughts, emotions, all observed without judgment. It is like becoming a calm witness to your own mind. Thoughts come and go, like clouds floating across the sky, and you remain the sky. Concentration, ability to focus on a single point. So, Buddha emphasized focusing the mind on a single object. This sharp, unwavering focus leads to deep inner stillness. So, imagine looking at a candle flame so steadily that nothing else exists in that moment. That purity of attention is samadhi. Third, vipassana, insight, recognizing the impermanent nature of all things. So, friends, vipassana means seeing things as they truly are. Through this practice, one realizes everything changes, nothing is permanent, clinging causes suffering, letting go leads to peace. So, vipassana is like cleaning the dust of a mirror, revealing the true reflection of reality. Next, anapanasati, breathe awareness. Here the breath becomes the meditation teacher. No controlling the breath, no forcing, just observing. This simple act trains the mind to remain calm, centered, and aware, no matter what storms may come. And the final, beautiful, loving kindness, Mitta Bhavana. So, this is the heart practice of Buddhism. Mitta cultivates unconditional love and compassion for yourself, loved ones, neutral people, difficult people, and eventually all beings. It is meditation that grows kindness, and as Buddha said, hatred cannot be ended by hatred, only love can. So, great, great thought. Now, Eightfold Path in Buddhism. Eightfold Path is Buddhism is a framework for ethical and mental development, summarized in three categories: Sheel, ethics, Samadhi, meditation, and wisdom, pragya. Basically, these three aspects are interconnected and work together to lead to liberation from suffering and the attainment of enlightenment. So, Buddha gave the world a simple yet profound blueprint for liberation, the Eightfold Path, divided into these three categories. So, Sheel is the foundation. This includes right speech, right action, and right livelihood. It is about living in a way that brings harmony, not harm. Then, Samadhi, meditation. These are the mental disciplines: right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration Together they train the mind to become stable, alert, and compassionate. And third, pragya. Wisdom arises from right understanding and right intention. Seeing reality clearly removes ignorance and with it suffering suffering because ignorance is the root cause of suffering, and pragya wisdom removes ignorance and with it suffering. So right action, right speech, and right livelihood comes under Sheel ethics. Then right understanding and right intention comes under Pragya wisdom, and finally right effort and right mindfulness and right concentration comes under meditation. So these are the eightfold paths in Buddhism. Okay, now so so let's now step into a tradition known not just for meditation but for some of the highest standards of ethics and non-violence ever practiced by humanity, Jain tradition. So, if you have ever thought you were peaceful, wait until you meet the Jainis. These are the people who avoid hurting even a tiny insect. Imagine that level of mindfulness. So, point number one, Jain meditation is rooted in the three jewels: right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Right faith is Samyak Darshan, right knowledge, Samyak Gyan, and right conduct, Samyak Charitra or Samyak Acharan. So let me tell you, this is not a jewelry you wear, it is jewelry you become. A Jain meditator must live with clarity, truthfulness, inner purity, and unwavering discipline. This is meditation not just on the cushion, but in daily living. So point number second. So spiritual practice within Jainism is focused on achieving inner peace, self-realization, and liberation. So, friends, for Jains, meditation is not a hobby, not a wellness routine, not a something you squeeze between office meetings, but it is a serious lifelong path aimed at inner peace, self realization, and liberation, ultimate liberation, moksha. Liberation means, liberation means freeing the soul from karmic bondage. So, guys, in Jain philosophy, karma is not symbolic. Karma is not symbolic, but it is a real, subtle material substance that sticks to the soul. uh, that sticks to the soul when you act without awareness. So, Jain meditation is like soul cleaning, removing layers of accumulated karma. Third point, it emphasizes non-violence, detachment, and self-control. So the three pillars are ahimsa, non-violence, at every level, aparigraha, detachment from possessions and emotions, sanyama, self-control, correct? So guys, now we will study core principles and practices of Jain meditation. So now that we understand the foundation, let us look at the fascinating practices of Jain meditation. These techniques are ancient, precise, and extremely transformative. So let's start. So first is Samayaka. Basically, Samayaka means becoming one with the self. In this, the practitioner sits or stands absolutely still for 48 minutes. Yes, 48 long minutes. No fidgeting, no adjusting here, no itching. Just pure stillness. So the goal here is to experience equanimity, a mind free from likes and dislikes. So Sameka is like telling your mind, sit, stay, and heal. Second, Preksh Dhyan, clear seeing, deep seeing. This is one of the most refined meditation methods in Jainism. Pareksha means to see deeply, not with the eyes, but with pure awareness. Here you observe thoughts, sensations, emotions, vibrations in the body, and the movement of the breathe, but with razor sharp clarity. So in modern era, it was developed systematically by Acharya Mahapragya, a modern Jain master who revived yogic science in Jain tradition. Now, third is Kayod Sarg, dismissing the body or letting go of the body. Guys, Kayod Sarg literally means abandoning the body. Don't worry, nobody is actually abandoning the body. It simply means the practitioner stops identifying with bodily sensations, bodily movement, thoughts, and emotions, and remain centered in pure awareness. This is like telling the body, you do your thing and I am busy being the soul. Now, Dharam Dhyana, meditation on spiritual truths, teachings of the masters, and contemplation of karma and its results. And the last, Shukla Dhyan. This is the highest form, pure concentration without any object. In this meditation, practitioner discriminate between self and non-self and meditate on the real self. So, guys, non-self here logically implies the self which is impermanent, which is constantly in change, and the real self is permanent, unchangeable all the time. Okay, it's great. Next, now, now we will study Namokar Mantra, fundamental prayer, salutation to the five supreme beings. So now we arrive at one of the most sacred elements in Jainism. This mantra does not praise a single deity but all spiritually elevated beings. It is like bowing to the entire chain of enlightened beings. So let's meet them. First, Arihantas, enlightened beings who have destroyed inner enemies. Who are the inner enemies? Anger, pride, greed, lust, deceit. So they destroyed inner enemies, but they still live in the world and guide others. Arihantas. Great. Now, second is Siddhas, liberated souls, totally free. They have reached moksha and no longer incarnate. Third, Acharyas, spiritual teachers. They are the leaders of Jain spiritual orders. They preserve teachings and guide practitioners. There's uh, next Upadhyayas, teachers and scholars who teach scriptures and guide students. Last, old sadhus and sadhvis, monks and nuns who practice strict discipline, purity, and non-attachment. So the mantra honors all of them equally because in Jainism, humility is the highest ornament. Okay, so now we travel further east into ancient China, where meditation took a unique form. Here, meditation is rooted in Taoist. Here, meditation is rooted in Taoism, a tradition that loves simplicity and flows with nature. So, first, Wu Wei, effortless action. Wu Wei means effortless action, letting thoughts settle naturally without forcing anything. It is like allowing muddy water to become clear on its own. Second, Q cultivation. Basically, Q is the vital energy. Ki is the vital life force. In Taoist meditation culture, or Taoist meditation cultivates balance and harmony in this energy. Breathing exercises, gentle awareness, and inner stillness, allowing Qi to flow smoothly. When Qi flows, health improves, mind clears, and emotions become more balanced. So next we enter Chan Buddhism, born in China, later carried to Japan, where it became Zen, Zen or Zazen. So Chan is meditation stripped bare, simple, direct, no nonsense. First point, it focuses on cultivating awareness, focusing attention on the present moment. Second, breath observation, calm, quiet breathing that anchors the mind. And the third and most important, non-judgmental observation or non-judgmental awareness, observing thoughts without labeling them as good or bad. If Indian meditation, guys, if Indian meditation is like a detailed textbook, then Chan meditation is like a one-line instruction. Sit, breathe, aware, and be done. So now we cross continent into the Western world, where meditation has taken a deeply devotional and contemplative form within Christianity. So first point, reflecting on Bible verses. So here meditation often begins with reading scripture and letting its meaning soak into the heart. Second, sitting in silence with God. Basically, it is called contemplative prayer. This is about experiencing God's presence directly. It is not asking, not demanding, simply sitting in divine love. Third, gratitude and prayer. Here, meditation flows through thanksgiving, devotion, and heartfelt prayer. A grateful heart becomes a peaceful heart. Fourth, surrendering ego and good deeds. So, meditation inspire humility. So, letting go of ego and expressing spirituality through loving actions. Fifth, asking pardon. So, purifying the heart by seeking forgiveness and forgiving others. This emotional cleansing is itself a deepest form of meditation. So, friends, today we have completed our lecture number 8. In the next lecture, we will study about the 4 paths of self-realization. Done? Okay, guys, thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.